Hello everyone, I'm going to do a sample reading today using my Alice in Wonderland teacup with its cards as well. So I'll just tell you a little bit about it. What it is this, and you do get your flamingo spoon with your teacup. What it is a lovely Alice in Wonderland fortune teller teacup, and it's got all these lovely characters inside it. It comes with this great big book with all the images and so on inside it. And you can buy the teacup, book and spoon separately, but optional extra, which most people get because it's not much price difference, is to add these cards. Now these cards are also the same images that's inside the teacup. And cards are a wonderful clarifier if you want to add extra information. I've just realised I've got some upside down. I've got a friend of mine who loves to come and turn my cards upside down because she knows how much I hate cards when they're mixed up. So I'll be smacking her when I see her. So let's get in and I'll do this teacup. So I'm just going to come back and I'll pour some tea in there and I'll show you how it's done. So here we are in the magic of video land, and I have some tea in there and I've left just a little bit of water. I think I actually need to take a little bit more out. Let me have another mouthful. Okay, now I'm just going to put a serviette on here because I am on camera and I'm really good at spilling tea everywhere. But what you can do is normally, let's have a go. Let's have a go and see if I put tea everywhere. So we spin our teacup and we leave it upside down. What do you know? I didn't get tea everywhere. I did a little bit. There you go. So, oh, look at that, magic. Magic of velvet. This is velvet, one of my table mats, and look at that. So, can't even see where it was. Maybe I need to have velvet all over the rest of the dining table. Would make it so much easier. So now I'm going to do the reading. So you just let it drain for a minute or so, and you think about your questions that you want to ask while you're drinking your tea. Now, if this was a reading for a guest of yours or a client, it's up to you. Some people will have the client drink the actual tea out of the teacup. I know I do when I have face-to-face client. And a common question people ask me is, can I still get a teacup reading done remotely? So if I'm one side of the world and you're another, the answer is yes, you can. And what it is I, as the reader, and same with you as the reader, would concentrate and have that cup of tea and meditate for your client or that person only. And that's how you can do a remote teacup reading. If you are a person where you do face-to-face, or you've got a fair or a market stand, but you don't want every man and his dog touching your teacups or drinking out of your tea, what you do in that situation is, when you've got your tea there, I'm just going to set it back down, you simply get them to hold their hands over the teacup and think about their question. If you don't wish to do that and you've got your teacup inverted, get a piece of jewellery, pop it on the back, and it's all about energy transfer. Now, I've made a big mess, so I just want to do that. Now, let's have a look at my teacup reading that I'm doing. So the question, before I turn it over and have a look, is, the question that I'm looking at is, should I advertise or go into more of the live online Zoom classes? Now, I have done them in the past, and I've done recently this year a few times a beautiful bunch of my lovely Chinese proteges, and there's over 100 of those guys, and some of them are here in the group, and I regularly contact them. And so the class is a wonderful way of asking questions there and then and doing the follow-up. So that question is there a requirement for more live sessions where we have a class, so you get to interact at the same time as me. So let's have a look and see what our cup has to say. Now, when we are reading fortune teller teacups, you can do it two ways. You can stick to strictly the symbols only, or you can also layer it and say, okay, there's a tent in the tea leaf and it's touching dodo bird and the key. So you can read the symbol itself in the layers. So for simplicity, I'm just going to stick to let's read the symbols themselves. Now, all these symbols, the people, are in the book. So we've got there, so say if we've got the Mad Hatter. Hang on, I'll just find where's my Mad Hatter. So if you going through it, there's your Mad Hatter. So you would go through and read the characteristics of Mad Hatter, and then you would go in and read your cup. So I already know these, so I'm just going through them. So the Mad Hatter was the trickster. Can be overbearing. He was obnoxious as anything, drove everybody nuts. So we've got T on the Mad Hatter, we've got T on the key, and the key is about something new or opportunities, and it means discovery. And we've also got the dodo bird, who was a very misunderstood character in the story, and it's often about acceptance as well. So the T touching just these three symbols there would tell me, is this an opportunity for people who may feel a little bit misunderstood or not grasping it quite clearly, where I do probably need to sprout it and shout it out more? So they're not a bad combination. So if I'm layering the actual symbols as well with those characters, the tent there would tell me, have some think tank time, get stuck into the whole ideas, and again about how I'm going to open these opportunities for people to understand it. Here, when you've got the symbol there, if I turn it sideways, it's actually a huge big angel in flight. And angels in symbology are always something to look at as divine intervention. So literally, is the timing correct for me? And divine is basically telling me, it's like smacking me over the head. So here we've got T on the Queen of Hearts, and we've also got it down here, and this is actually the Seven of Spades. So you'll see the card characters here, and do pay attention. We've got Seven of Spades there, we've also got the 2 there, so they are important, and there's the 5 hidden somewhere. I've got something, oh, down here, yeah. So I've got it on 7 of Spades, Queen of Hearts. I'll read those 2 first. So Queen of Hearts, bossy facade, and it really was a facade. So yes, she could be really as a control freak, very dominant character. The 7 of Spades can be about delays or anxieties, and it changes perspective. So here would tell me again, altering my perspective where people get to actually see that other side of me and not just one side of me. And it does mean stepping up and claiming your power, taking control. We've got T here on the teapot, which is about discussions, lots of communication and chats. And yes, I am a tea leaf reader, so the teapot is very fitting. Here we have White Rabbit. Now, White Rabbit is about the new journey that you have. So again, really interesting symbols that's coming up here. We've got a bit of tea here on the potion, or the what do you call it? It's a magic potion. It's the thing there. Some people call it the poison as such. So again, changes, which is all around there. What was little becomes big. What big can become little. So it is about the changes. Versatility, making the wishes happen. Here we've got a lot of tea on the frog footman. So he was very much the snobby doorman, and it was almost like, again, somebody that was felt they were better than everybody else. So it would tell me lose ego, or don't add ego into the picture there. But it often is to listen intently. So what is it that you, the people, want? Here we also have tea on Alice herself. Very entitled child, but it is about the growth of her changing literally from child entering into womanhood. So it's the curiosity. Here we have the tea also on the pocket watch, so it tells me about the timing. So it has to be timing that is right. It also can be about how many classes that I do, the timing or the structure that I do. You've also got a little bit of tea here on Tweedledum and Tweedledee, and there is again about the two mindsets of it. So it's like, am I at war within? Am I confusing myself? Which wouldn't be hard, trust me. So that's how you do a very simple reading using the teacup. The sources here can also be read, and it's interesting, I've got the tea here landing again on Alice and landing on the dodo birds. Again, curiosity, the growth of the child. The dodo bird there is about being open and people to understand me. The keyhole is also very important because it means let's look at this and work together with it and look further down the future. So that's how you use your cup. So then your cards are your clarifiers. Now I'll just move that. And your cards, we use them just like any other type of card readings. Oh, it's always interesting, the jumpers that come out. The Two of Spades, decisions, balance, and looking at leadership. So let's have a look. And that's just the back of these cards too, by the way. A lot of people always are interested in the back. It's just a plain black Art Deco style frame. And I hope you can see that in things. They're a beautiful high gloss card too. These are a mini card. Actually, before I dish them out, I've got a ruler here. So these are, get here, more hands. 1.25 inches wide, or 45 millimeters, by 2.25 inches high or long, whatever. So I'm going to draw 3 cards still about this decision. Interesting cards. So Frog Footman, once again, listen to what the people want. It is, like I said, snobbery. It means there, because he was very upmarket and very proper. So there would tell me 2 things as well. Do the course properly. Don't do it half measured. Make sure it is high end and caters to what people are looking for. The keyhole there is the discovery of something new, and let's look at this. And the 5 of Spades would tell me about changes, so actions, it's movement numbers, and it's a sign of let's get this on the go. So there you have an Alice in Wonderland tea leaf reading using the teacup and the cards combined. Thanks for listening. I'd love to hear your thoughts too.